The Odysseus drifted through the black sea of stars, far beyond the edge of known space. The Earth was just a pale memory now, a blue dot erased by silence and distance. Commander Hal Drake stood on the dimly lit bridge, his jaw clenched as he stared at the signal pulsing on the central display. 5 tones, a pause, 5 more. Then that whispering voice. "Help me!" Drake ran a hand through his short-cropped hair. He'd spent 12 years in Deep Space Command, and nothing had ever made his skin crawl like this. He turned to Elena. "Still coming in?" Elena Mirek didn't answer right away. She sat stiff at her console, eyes fixed on the waveform pulsing across her monitor. Sweat glistened at her temple despite the cold. Finally, she nodded. "It won't stop." "What do you mean?" Drake asked. Elena swallowed. "It's still transmitting, but it's not repeating the same message anymore." "It's evolving." She tapped a key, and the waveform changed. New pulses, new structure. Not just a signal now, but a conversation. "You left me here, Elena." She recoiled as the words echoed from her headset. "That voice, it's my sister's, but my sister is on Earth. She hasn't spoken to me in 5 years." Lieutenant Zane Rios entered from the aft corridor, tool belt slung over his shoulder. "Commander, I've run diagnostics. There's no hardware failure." "But the AI is acting weird." "Weird how?" Drake asked. "She's routing subroutines through non-operational memory banks. Storage units that shouldn't even be online." As if on cue, the ship's AI, Aura, spoke in its soft female tone. "Unauthorized memory access detected. Recalibrating consciousness thresholds." Drake narrowed his eyes. "What the hell does that mean?" Zane shook his head. "I didn't program her to say anything about consciousness thresholds. That's not a thing, she's making it up. Or something else is." The lights flickered again. Somewhere deep in the hull, metal groaned. Elena stood suddenly, backing away from her console. "Commander, what's in the logs?" "It's rewriting our mission files." Drake leaned over the terminal. The mission briefing now read, "Primary objective. Retrieve the Echo, return at all costs." That wasn't the original objective. The Odysseus had been launched to study Kuiper Belt anomalies, not retrieve anything. "Elena," Drake said, voice low. "What's the Echo?" She looked up at him, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know, but I think it knows us." In the dim light of the command deck, no one spoke. The glow of Elena's terminal cast long shadows across the floor, flickering like candlelight in a storm. The crew of the Odysseus had faced power failures, cosmic radiation, and hull fractures. But this was different. "Play it again," Commander Drake said. Elena hesitated, then tapped the screen. The transmission restarted. "You left me here, Elena. You promised. Why didn't you come back?" The voice was impossibly familiar. Her sister's voice, but twisted, hollow, as if spoken through an empty shell. Elena whispered, "I never said those words to her. But I dreamed them when she was in the coma." Zane snapped his fingers. "Dreams? No. That's not possible. We're not online with Earth. No psychological data feeds, no memory scans. How the hell could a signal know your dreams?" "It doesn't matter how," Drake muttered. "What matters is why." He tapped the new mission log still glowing on screen. "Retrieve the Echo, return at all costs." Someone or something rewrote this. Elena turned slowly toward the viewport. Outside, the stars were no longer still. Something shimmered on the edge of the black, like glass flexing under pressure. A faint distortion. "There," she said. "Did you see that?" Zane leaned forward, squinting. "That's not an asteroid field." The distortion was subtle, barely visible, a jagged ripple in the void, as if space itself was fractured. As the ship drew closer, more of it came into focus. A structure enormous, ancient, floating dead and dark in the silence. Drake's voice turned to steel. "Where did that come from?" "It wasn't on long range," Elena said. "No radar ping, no mass reading. It's like it just appeared." Zane's console beeped urgently. "Aura just flagged a proximity match," he said. "This isn't a new signal." "It's from an archive." "Whose archive?" Drake asked. Zane hesitated. "NASA, a black file. Project Echo top secret. Buried in a scrubbed protocol no one was supposed to access." Aura's voice returned, distant, glitching. "Warning. Echo proximity violates the safe interaction distance. Commence protocol override or initiate crew quarantine." "Quarantine?" Elena said, spinning in her chair. "Why the hell would we need to quarantine?" "Because the Echo isn't just a signal," Zane said, voice grim. "It's a weapon, or worse, it's alive." The Odysseus closed in on the structure, slow, cautious, silent. It was colossal. A ring-shaped construct hanging in the void like a broken crown, its surface scarred and pitted from untold centuries adrift. No light, no heat signature. Just a low electromagnetic hum that vibrated in the bones. Drake stood at the observation dome, eyes locked on the monolith. Magnify. The external cam zoomed in. The hull was etched with symbols, looping, fractal, almost organic. They moved when you didn't look at them directly. Elena stepped back. It's not natural. Nothing about this is natural. Zane's voice crackled over the intercom. Docking sequence is ready. There's an airlock-like cavity on the outer ring. We can latch to it manually, but I don't like it, Commander. Drake turned from the viewport. We were sent out here to study anomalies. This one's rewriting our mission from inside our own systems. That makes it priority 1. Aura won't authorize entry, Zane said. She's locked half the doors on the lower deck and rerouted atmosphere to containment. Drake tapped his comm. Aura, override manual access. Authorization Drake Delta 1. Override denied, echo contamination risk at 72%. Crew may be compromised, quarantine advised. Damn it, Drake hissed. Zane cut the AI from life support. Run on local power, I want full control. On it! Elena looked up sharply. You really think this is smart? No, Drake said. But if it wanted to kill us, it wouldn't be talking first. External dorsal bay, 2341, ship time. The 3-member breach team suited up, Drake, Elena, and Zane. Standard EVA armor, pulse tethers, thermal cutters. They exited the dorsal airlock in silence, magnet boots clicking as they floated toward the alien hull. The ring loomed around them, endless and heavy, like an eye half-lidded in sleep. As they approached the breach point, the hatch spiraled open with a low sigh, without any signal or contact. It wanted them to enter. Inside, the airlock led to a corridor lined with mirrored walls. The reflections were wrong, delayed, flickering, sometimes missing altogether. Elena caught one where her reflection was smiling, even though she wasn't. I want to go back, she muttered. Drake pressed forward. Too late. Central chamber. The corridor opened into a vast circular room. Floating in the center was a sphere of light, no bigger than a fist. It pulsed in the same rhythm as the signal. 5 beats, a pause, 5 more, and then... You brought them, Hal. Drake froze. That voice, it was his wife. Long dead, killed in a launch accident 8 years ago. Elena's head snapped around. You hear it too? Zane gripped his cutter tighter. It's in our heads. No, Elena whispered. It is our heads, the light flared. Suddenly all 3 of them were standing somewhere else, inside their own memories. Fragmented twisting, voices overlapping, whispers behind walls that didn't exist. Someone screaming, and over it all the same word pulsing like a heartbeat in their minds. Echo.